The McCullough Foundation released a landmark study that shows that vaccination is the leading risk factor for autism. Here to give us more insight is the CEO of the wellness company, Peter Gillooly. Thank you for breaking this news. This is interesting. Talk to us about this finding, what it means for the medical community and for all of us who've, been vaccinated times that we maybe didn't really want to be vaccinated. Tell us.
Amen. This is a landmark study by the McCullough Foundation. It analyzed over 79 different studies surrounding the link between vaccinations and autism and other possible factors, things like genetic presupposition, environmental toxins. But the feedback was clear. The link between vaccines and autism is now undeniable. Children currently receive about 32 doses of vaccines by age 2. And if you think about it, Eric, I don't know about you, but I don't really see many babies that are newborn and showing signs of autism. It really starts to emerge in those first 2 years, and it corresponds directly when those babies start receiving vaccines. Similarly, if you look at the data over time, say the past 70 years, the rise of autism and the rise of childhood vaccines have been in lockstep. There is clear causality here. It's not the Tylenol that we were told on TV a couple weeks back. It's vaccines.
Yeah. So why is the medical community has been so silent on the rising autism rates that we've experienced over the last couple, 3 decades?
Follow the money, Eric. There is
Yep.
way too much at stake with the vaccine schedule. It's a cash cow for big pharmaceutical manufacturers, whereas, solving autism really isn't, right? So it's no wonder that they continue to push vaccine and moreover mandate vaccines like we see in some states now, specifically blue states under Trump administration, enforcing their own mandates for vaccines above and beyond what is federally imposed.
Mm-hmm. The wellness company, what are you guys doing to get involved in this and maybe even reversing some of the rise of autism rates?
It's a very complicated subject. And in order to solve this problem, we're essentially having to undo some of the damage for vaccines. And there's some ways that we can do that. But we're actually looking right now to partner with a few clinical research organizations to actually develop specific protocols in order to help children with these neurological conditions.
Ivermectin, what an important drug. It was the left, the progressives, the Biden administration just said, call us, we're anti-science if we believed anything other than get their stupid vaccinations. Tell us how important ivermectin is emerging as an alternative to some of these things.
Yeah, ivermectin continues to win the day across many categories, and I truly hope that with the recent election results on Tuesday, that we don't see a comeback of ivermectin bans just as it's becoming accessible again. But recently, we've been seeing ivermectin also be used widely for arthritis, and that should not come as a surprise. It's an extremely powerful anti-inflammatory. That's one of the reasons why it's so effective with COVID. And people with rheumatoid arthritis have been able to take both topical and oral ivermectin and have had great results.
What do you think of flu shots? You go to CVS and there's a line of people waiting to get the flu shot. Is it effective? Is it useful? Or is it potentially harmful?
I think it's complete hogwash. We have seen the CDC's own data can only say that the flu shot is moderately effective. They're trying to guess at that dominant flu strain in the summer and produce a vaccine for the fall. They're wrong usually over 50% of the time. But what's worse is that they're actually showing that perhaps the flu shot is actually compromising immune systems. And when you see the mortality data from people who contract influenza, both vaccinated and unvaccinated, the vaccinated usually are worse off, right? So I'm not getting the flu shot.
I'm not either. I've never had. The only reason why I took one of those stupid COVID shots is I had to. I was working in New York and literally would not let me fly into New York without. I only took one. I faked the other one or whatever I was supposed to take. Hydroxychloroquine, very quickly, about half a minute. So hydroxychloroquine, useful or not?
Yeah, hydroxychloroquine is an antiviral. I think that it, especially in flu season here, it has a wide variety of uses. And, it's one of those kind of go-to medications that we recommend people have at home because when you get sick, the best time to treat that illness is within the first 24 hours. It's not waiting days or shuffling into a urgent care that's has illegals stacked out the door waiting to see a doctor. You want to be able to treat at home immediately when you experience symptoms, and hydroxychloroquine for that reason is in our medical emergency kits.
Perfect. Peter Gillooly, CEO of the Wellness Company. We see your doctors on this network all the time. They're great. Love the kits and also the guidebooks. Very important, the guidebooks. Really great having you on. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Eric.
All right, folks. Next, yes, our own RAV Chief White House Correspondent Brian Glenn, who was in the Oval Office earlier today where President Trump hosted Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk, a couple of big pharma companies, to announce that Zepbound and Wegovy costs will go down from over $1,000 a month to approximately $300 a month. Brian, you were there. First, can we just talk about this for a second? There was someone who was there who collapsed during this. Were you there for that? And do we know the details?
I was, just as one of the head of the pharmaceutical companies was going to say a few remarks, that individual that was standing behind the president became faint, weak, and, with the help of others around him, Dr. Oz stepped over. They were able to kind of bring him safely to the ground. It has been reported that he is okay, probably maybe just some dehydration, but nothing serious like that. But that did disrupt that particular Oval Office for about 45 minutes. But then we entered the Oval Office after that. The president said a few words in regards to his condition, but really, Eric, big news. I mean, if you're someone who is a candidate for Ozempic or in one of these what Trump likes to say a fat drug, they are now going to be greatly reduced due to President Trump and his Trump RX website that is going to reduce the price of a lot of these drugs. And the thing that's really interesting about this, Eric, is it's meant to target low income people that may have a higher risk of being obese. And of course, this will help them become healthier, productive citizens.
You just taught me something.
President Trump,
you literally just taught me something. Trump RX website. I just literally typed it in while you're finishing that comment, and there's a Trump RX website. Now, what is this live, or people can find medications on Trump RX? Is that?
Yeah, I think from what I understand, I think the website's going to be completely live towards the end of this year with some of these medications going on the beginning of next year.
Let me jump in here. You're 100% right. January, it says coming soon, January 2026, so the very beginning of next year. That's wow. That's great. You can go find this. But Ozempic and these weight loss, GLP-1 drugs are lifesavers for so many people, and this is great news for some people who couldn't afford them earlier. Now they'll maybe be able to afford. Will insurance cover them now?
Yeah, well, it's going to take the price for that's typically around $1,200 down to about $350 a month. So it is going to drastically reduce those prices, and even more savings towards the end of next year as they kind of make a little bit more aggressive deals on that. But this is big news, and this is not the first time that President Trump has lowered the cost of these prescription drugs that millions of Americans use. Matter of fact, they said today about 4 million Americans are on these types of medications, and so this will greatly reduce their overall bill. But plus, the overall goal of all of this, Eric, is just to make America healthy again. It does start with weight loss.
Interesting. The other topic that's basically everywhere, the Supreme Court was hearing the Solicitor General, the Trump administration, Solicitor General's arguments in favor of the tariffs. There was some, I think Gorsuch and Coney Barrett were both, and even John Roberts were, all three of them were a little skeptical. What are your thoughts? What are you hearing from there?
Yeah, what I'm hearing is we could get a decision on this as early as December next month, or it could be punted up until June of next year. I know that President Trump would like to kind of have a finale on this sooner than later, but it could come next month. And from just some of the talk amongst Media Row and just some of the people that have really been following this, it is kind of a 50-50 chance from what they see in regards. Now, President Trump did talk about it in the Oval Office, obviously, said this is a huge deal. This is a big issue for national security. So obviously it brings in billions in revenue on these tariffs. It's something we need to offset the deficit of $38 trillion. So there's a financial benefit. There's also, these tariffs were used to end foreign wars. And so he's also used it to regain peace. But we could hear a final word on this, Eric, as soon as next month.
And very quickly, about a minute or so, Mr. Glenn, the price situation surrounding the controversy surrounding Thanksgiving prices. What do you know? What do you hear? What do you think?
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, according to Walmart, the cost of the same Thanksgiving dinner that under the Biden administration is about 25% less under the Trump administration. So President Trump saved you some money across the board when you go shopping to have Thanksgiving with grandma. And guess what? When you fill up that car with gas, national average around just under $3. Some states $2.56, $2.26 there in Georgia. So it's going to cost you less to fill up that car. But overall, inflation is down, food prices are down, and President Trump letting the world know that this Thanksgiving, there's more to be thankful for than he's in the Oval Office. It's not going to cost you less to feed everyone at your table, even if they don't agree with you, Eric. Invite them over to the house and treat them to Thanksgiving.
And I'll invite you over to my house for Thanksgiving because I don't agree with you in this one because I'm not sure I'm seeing the prices come down the way everyone says they're coming down. You know, I'll shake my head a little bit. Gas, yes, absolutely. I follow the gas price, the crude oil price. We're coming down, and we're going down even more with the prices that are traded today. You'll see another lower price on gas pumps, probably for another 30 days, which will help everything else. But right now, I just having a hard time finding anything cheap in the grocery store. But that's me, Mr. B. I love having you on, my friend. All the best to you and everyone. And by the way, MTG did a phenomenal job on The View the other day. Thank you.
I agree. Thank you. I'll tell her. Thanks.
All right. All right, B, thank you. Brian Glenn, everyone. All right, we'll be back 2.5 minutes.